Still rolling, by the way.
Yeah, you got to do it like this.
Okay. I will be laughing.
It's fine. It's start of week 15. We're back in the building site. It's Monday. Let's see what's been done today.
Not by you. Up there. Looking like you've done the jobs.
Been so busy.
Whole door is now filled in on this side, plasterboarded, and we have a skirting board too. The door is filled with sort of insulation. This is just to dampen the sound of it, because obviously the wall will sound slightly different here than it will next to it, because it's a solid wall.
2 twin pipes that came from our bedroom upstairs down the wall, right down to the bottom of the radiator, have now been removed, and it gives us, once this is filled in, we'll give it a nice flat finish against the wall.
At the bottom of the steels each side, the steel columns, we've got some filler. I'm not actually sure exactly what this stuff is called, but it's just to fill that gap and secure the gap underneath the steel. So that's been done this side and on the opposite side too.
So on the steels, on the inside there, you can see some timber. It's been glued to the steel for the boarding to attach to when ready.
The joys of renovating. It's pretty hard to imagine that in a few weeks maybe we might be sitting and relaxing in here when it looks like this now. Builder came round and started to put the steels in. We had these really nice bits of plaster in the hallway. We did say we would really like to save them. We think that they're original. Unfortunately, as the steel had to go across from the dining room all the way into the hallway, we have lost them. This one's got a crack in it. That one might be salvageable. Unfortunately, its twin over there from the other side has completely broken away. So that's really sad that we're losing a little bit of an original feature that we actually really loved when we saw the house and originally viewed it. But hopefully we'll be putting more character into the house in the long run. We've just got the ball rolling with building regs, so we've just filled out the form on the SWOW website to apply for building regs to come, regulations to come and check on the work that's being done. We kind of need them to come in as soon as possible for any more work to be done. It did cost us a little more than we originally thought, but you know, we don't have a choice. It has to be done if we ever come to sell the property in the future. So we filled out the form, we've paid, and now we've just got to wait to hear when they will come in and see.
The builders have stopped part of the process just so that the regulators can see what's been done and what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, they can't put the plasterboard up until the inspectors have come in and checked it. They have to check that the steels are all correct, and then they might potentially have to come in again to check that the plasterboard is all correct. Or sometimes they're okay with photos being sent to them, I think, just to check that the plasterboard is all fire safe plasterboard. But that's the stage we're at on Monday night. We'll wait to hear when building regs coming in. So today we've had a gas engineer come in and has removed the rest of the gas fire that was there, as well as taking the pipe away from the wall that was coming out the side there and capping it all off under the floorboard. So we are left with a a hole in the floorboard, but it's all capped off, it's all safe, and there is no gas fireplace there anymore, so we can take a sledgehammer to this bad boy whenever we like. So hopefully, eventually, this will be in its place instead, which I think looks a lot better.
Just a quick update. As you can see, the stills that are uncovered for building regs to come and assess are now boarded up. We take that as a good sign that they're happy with the work so far. They will need to visit later on in the project to make sure it's been followed through. We also have a hole and a plate for a new plug socket to go in there, and we wait for the plasterer to start covering the walls and the steels. It's the weekend, we're back in the building site. A few things have been done, let's have a look. So really baby steps when it comes to the progression of these areas. The boarding has been placed on the steels, but the builders have actually skimmed above that as well. So to take a little bit of pressure off the plasterer when he comes in, they've done some of the work for him, which is very helpful. And it does mean that when the plasterer is in on Monday, you can see in this light, he's got a bit of sealing to deal with when it comes to Artexing. So he'll be skimming that for us as well in both of the rooms. So when the load bearing wall was removed, the plug sockets either side of the wall were redundant. So what we've managed to do is the builders have moved them either side of the room now. So we've got 2 sets of plug sockets for either room. And as you can see, pretty much all of the walls in both what was the living room and the dining room need to be skimmed as well. Obviously the door that was been put in as well needs to be skimmed as well. So lots of work to do for plasterer next week. Now the plan is today, on the skill set we do have, is we are going to try and remove this abomination of a fireplace. That's it, pull it, it will come off.
Will it?
Okay, just from a few hits, I reckon we can get this off in one. It appears to be held on with a couple of nails and a bracket, so I'm going to knock that out and see what happens. Going! Yeah. There we go. It's off. That fireplace front is no more. Lots of ancient cobwebs and dirt behind there, but it's gone. I was sort of hoping from the fall it would break up into pieces, but it hasn't. So to move the thing, I'm going to have to break it up into maybe 3 parts and then get them disposed of. Oh my God. Made a bit of a mess. I better clean that up.
Sam's worked very hard today, knocking out the not so nice fireplace so we can start seeing what it's going to look like with this one. We do have to get the builder to come and tidy it up a little bit. Obviously the hearth there is all fine, that's just concrete or brick actually under all that dust. That can be tiled, but obviously the wall needs to be built up a little bit and maybe plasterboarded at the side to fill in the gaps, and the skirting board filled in at the bottom too. But we're hoping that our builder and the plasterer that's coming this week to plaster the rest of the walls could possibly do that for us, so then we can pop this much better looking fireplace on. And I'm hoping to have a look at some tiles so we can get the hearth tiled as well.